Hello, everyone, and welcome to week 4. Congratulations, halfway point. You are doing such a great job. Some quick reminders as we move through this middle portion of our course. Hopefully, you've gotten into a great routine of answering your discussion prompts. I've so enjoyed reading your conversations back and forth to each other and just seeing how you're not only learning from each other, but you're challenging each other to go a little bit deeper as well. So lots of reminders for this week, so I'm going to use my little cheat sheet here. This week you have 2 discussion posts. You're used to just having one, so make sure you plan time for that. You're going to need to answer both of them by Wednesday, and you're going to need to respond to 2 people on 2 different days for both posts. So you should have 4 responses, 2 initial posts this week. The first one is about differentiated instruction. Hopefully you've heard this term before. If you haven't, there are a ton of videos and some articles there for you to reference just to get your mind wrapped around what exactly it is. This week we are reading in our text about instructional delivery and what that means. And differentiated instruction is one of the best ways to meet your students where they are. In education, we say a lot of times understanding the starting point of your students is very, very important. But some people look at that starting point as possibly a gap. Maybe they should be further along than they are. But for us, we don't look at it as a gap. Instead, we just look at it as a starting point, and we know what we need to do to get them to move forward and to be in line with their peers. Or if they're a gifted student, to be challenged because maybe they're moving a little faster than everyone else. Your second prompt is about Bloom's taxonomy. I mentioned that a couple weeks ago, those verbs and those levels of understanding, instruction, and assessments. So you're going to want to make sure you really follow my example. This should not be some long, huge paragraph. This should be a list, literally a list. After you identify your grade band and your subject area, you're going to start with the first one, knowledge, and you're going to go all the way down using all 6 levels. And with each level is going to be a very short description of an activity. You'll see that SWABAT, S-W-B-A-T, student will be able to. That's what those letters stand for. So you'll put student will be able to, and then use one of the verbs that's listed on that article that you read. So you don't have to do any guesswork. Instead, you need to choose from those lists. Pick a subject area that you're very comfortable with, that you know well. If you're a music teacher, you can do this. If you're an English teacher, a social studies teacher, choose your area. If I was an music teacher and I was doing this and I was saying knowledge, then I would say a student will be able to identify the different types of notes and their values. Student will be able to, if I was doing application, write a response to the author for how the lyrics made them feel in the song, or the author of a book, or whatever else. You can make this work however you want to. And do all of the things have to be within the same lesson? Yes, you need to keep your lesson pretty vague and open. That's why we have you identify it at the top. So if you chose the topic, I think I gave you an example, Civil War, that's a big topic, so that can be a big thing. Maybe yours is music appreciation or performance, and they're going to apply their skill. You know your topic, so you might have to work a little harder to make that connection, but I know you can. Don't forget to use Pronto to reach out to your peers and ask for ideas. You're working with some really smart people, so take advantage of that. Your observation progress should be coming along. We should have at least gone in and maybe done a few hours, or we know exactly where we're going and we have a plan for it this week. We're in week 4, guys. You got to have all 10 of these hours done by the end of week 7, because week 8, you're going to be working on your observation reflection. So that's really your goal. Can you observe during week 8? Sure, but it's just not really the best way to plan things. You're also filling out a reflection about meeting with your advisor. So I haven't met with my advisor. Let's try to make that happen this week and be able to fill that out before Sunday. Maybe it's just I've had phone calls with them back and forth. We keep missing each other. Put that in. That's okay. Just checking in with everyone and seeing how you're doing. The assignment, you're taking your lesson plan from week 3, and you are going to be able to build on that and then add in your differentiated instruction, your reteaching and homework, and your technology pieces. So remember, you're not starting from scratch with the entire lesson, but you are keeping the components from week 3, fixing anything that I identified for you, and then adding those 3 in. All right, last thing for this week, we are going to have a Zoom session together for anyone who can join us. Let me grab my calendar here so I can say it correctly. We are having it on Tuesday evening, February 4th, 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. So please look for that Zoom announcement to be on Blackboard. There will be a link there you can click on. If you can't join us, a recording will be provided on Blackboard later. But I do want to make sure that you join us if you can, because we have an incredible time just having an opportunity to ask and answer questions. All right, so I'm going to leave you today with a little thought from my devotions this week. Let the goal of this day be to bring every thought captive to me. Whenever your mind wanders, lasso those thoughts and bring them into my presence. In my radiant light, anxious thoughts shrink and shrivel away. Judgmental thoughts are unmasked as you bask in my unconditional love. Confused ideas are untangled while you rest in the simplicity of my peace. I will guard you and keep you in constant peace as you focus your mind on me. So I love this thought because I feel like in education, we're always pushing our minds to learn more and absorb new information, and it can become very overwhelming. So if there are any negative voices in your life right now, if there's anything internally that's causing you to think, I'm not going to make it, I don't have what it takes, I just want to challenge you to silence those thoughts and bring those emotions and any of those statements to the foot of the cross and to your Creator, and just let Him shine some light on what things are true and what things are false. We know that the enemy uses lies and uses our insecurities against us to try to bring us down. Don't let him bring you down this week, please. Make sure that you move forward in confidence. Sometimes you have to kind of fake it till you make it. But I prefer, instead of faking it till I make it, I prefer going to my Creator and saying, who am I in you? Who am I in your vision for my life? And would you please speak life to me in spite of all the noisy voices around me in the world? I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week. And I hope you know how special you are, how much I appreciate having you in class. Thanks for being patient with me. And just know that you are halfway through and the next steps are going to be fantastic. Have a good one.